So one angle says to another angle, "That is a very smooth ray you have." The angle responds, "Well, thank you. And you have a very cute endpoint." Those are complementary angles, but not really in geometry. In geometry, complementary angles are two angles whose sum is 90 degrees. The angles can be adjacent or non-adjacent angles. So let's take a look at some examples of what complementary angles are.
This is a kitchen cabinet. We're going to focus in on the lower left-hand corner. There is a right angle formed in the lower left-hand corner. The strip of wood splits the angle into two different angles. This diagram shows that angle 1 and angle 2 together make up the entire 90-degree angle. Since both of these angles make up 90 degrees, then angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 90 degrees. We are going to focus on one of the squares in the upper right-hand corner of this structure. There are two different angles highlighted here in the upper right-hand corner. The right angle symbol indicates that these two angles together form 90 degrees. So we can say that angle SRT plus angle QRT is equal to 90 degrees, or the sum of these two angles equals 90 degrees.
What I'm going to do now, I'm going to drop these 4 skewers onto a sheet of paper. I'm then going to use my protractor to measure each of the angles that are formed.
I inserted the measures of the angles here. I did leave off 3 measurements, which represent the ones in the small triangle to the left, because I could not fit them in the picture. Can you identify or find any pairs of complementary angles? Pause now to try. This is one pair of complementary angles. Because 60 plus 30 is equal to 90, and the definition of complementary angles are two angles that measure to equal 90 degrees, but they are just non-adjacent complementary angles. This is another pair of complementary angles that are non-adjacent, again because 60 degrees plus 30 degrees is equal to 90 degrees. This picture is a section of a billboard frame. Can you find the measure of angle 2? Pause here to try. Since a right angle is formed here, then angle 1 plus angle 2 should equal 90 degrees. We know that angle 1 is 55 degrees. So we substitute that value in for angle 1, but we're still missing angle 2, but they should equal 90 degrees. We will then solve a one-step equation. Subtract 55 from both sides of the equation. You will be left with 35. This means the measure of the missing angle, number 2, is 35 degrees.
I find that a lot of times, initially, students have difficulty remembering the difference between complementary and supplementary angles. So what I have told them to do in the past is, for complementary, think of the letter P in the word complementary as equaling 90 degrees. And then I'll cover the supplementary in that episode.